Hello, special presentation Kateers. This is Mike talking. Just letting you know that last week we started talking about Rock and/or Rule, the single greatest film ever made in Canadian history of Canada. And joining us for that discussion was, of course, Tom of the Flash in the Pan podcast, the only other podcast that you can find on the internet. And of course, Ethan was here as usual, and I was there too. Everyone was there. It was a great time. But we talked so much that we decided to make it into two episodes. So we're double dipping, and this week you get to hear the conclusion of our Rock and/or Rule episode. So enjoy.
We're introduced to Mock's evil hench goons. They're just goons. Like, they're goons in the classical sense. They even have a gee boss, are you sure kind of voices. All of them. It's great. They also get to do like the most slapstick stuff together because they are like, Tweedle's Dumb and D and Do, which is fun. This is finally like 15-20 minutes into the film where we finally actually like see all of Mock, and we get to relish the adoring grotesquerie of this man. Because imagine. So I want, if you're listening right now, I want you to close your eyes unless you're driving. Close your eyes and picture like a Mad Magazine caricature of Mick Jagger, cross him with Iggy Pop, age him by 100 years, and cake him in makeup foundation. And now give him the biggest, most animated lips you can possibly imagine.
Yeah, he looks like his lips are about to escape so they can do commercials for Tang.
Yeah, his lips have their own postal code and sentience. It is fascinatingly gross to look at this man, and that's by design. Like, you can tell that the animators were very, very proud of every scene that they did with Mock and every moment that he's on screen, because he, and especially his face and especially his lips, are always in motion in ways that are meant to be very, very, very creepy. And it works. I think it really works.
In general, the movie is kind of over-animated, but, this is a place where it's good.
Yes. Yeah. In a film full of way more animation than I expect, Mock is even more.
I mean, a character like Mock needs to be a lot. He is a good villain. As they say, like a movie is only as good as its villain, and he's a real
Mock is the villain.
He's a real show stealer. This Mock.
I don't know if I agree with that, but then again, there's not that many movies with no villain whatsoever.
I mean, you gotta have an entertaining villain, or else unless you're or else why even here,
Let's see, what movies don't have villains? Geez.
Well, I mean, if you got, give me, okay. I mean, there are probably movies without villains, but why would you have a movie with a boring villain?
Yes, exactly. That is the key here. But I was not that impressed with Mock, but I was really hoping that there would be a sort of twist where Mock is like, "What have I done?" and the computer is like, "Yes, reclaim me, my master."
Ah, okay. No such luck, I'm afraid. No, Mock is just the devil, right?
Yeah.
Like, he is rock and roll Satan. He is he is Mick Jagger's most evil soul. He is flamboyantly dressed. He has claw hands. He's got weird fangs. Even like his like dog person ears are like pointy and demonic looking. He is so squashy and rubbery, and I think the rubberiness is meant to like communicate his sort of artificiality, right? Like, he's all image. He's nothing but image.
He kind of reminds me of Gary Oldman as Dracula.
Yeah, Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, there's some Dracula to him. You know, like come to my castle, try these fantastic glowy drug orbs.
I just meant the face, but yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, that's really funny. They can't show them, just doing a nosedive into cocaine like they did in Heavy Metal. So instead, the drugs they do is that you ponder the orb.
Yeah, they're called Edison balls. Instead of medicine balls.
Oh,
Yeah.
I misheard that. I thought it was a medicine ball. It was like, oh, it's a ball that's a drug. I get it. But
yeah, I mean that is what they are. They are called Edison balls because they're full of evil pink electricity.
See, this is why humans shouldn't taste Energon.
Yeah,
except they're not humans. So.
Yeah, Dizzy's the only one that doesn't get zooted on the orb.
Yes.
But he still gets incapacitated by the goons. Dizzy at one point says to the goons, "Can't we just discuss this like rational human beings?" Which is interesting that these mutants still think of themselves as human. Very interesting positionality there. Especially in a world where we do see that there are still actual dogs and cats and rats, just like regular four-legged ones like we.
Yeah. It's like if we had monkeys running around. Or lemurs.
Yeah. Imagine a dystopia where there were monkeys running around. Oh, no.
Well, I mean, like if there were, alley monkeys. But then again, depending how close you live to their actual habitat, there might be. So
yeah.
I mean, yeah, think about it. Yeah. We also, but there are, we do see not human-esque mutants in this too. I think later on, getting not quite human, but like not full animal people. And the important thing is they're not allowed in the club. There's some weird racism going on. Here.
It's unclear. They almost later on there's we visit and there are some. We do get a couple of like more just alien-looking characters. Like there's one person who gets like fought off by the doorman. The doorman looks like if like Sergeant Pepper's Ringo was a hamster. And he's got like 7 limbs and he melts. So goodness knows what's going on there.
Yep.
Back to the plot. The gang are incapacitated and sent off home. While Mark has kidnapped Angel, incapacitating her with tentacles after monologuing at her for a while, as creepy as possible. Again, every time Mark is on screen, his goal is to be as off-putting as he can, and he succeeds in every scene he's in, I think, for better or worse. And so Angel's being taken to, as some of the characters say, Nuke York.
Nuke York.
Yeah, and he's not just taking her there in like an evil helicopter. No, he's got a colossal blimp, and like talk about like the animation and the paintings of some of the things in this film. Like the giant blimp and the way that the giant blimp is inflated is so intricately and lovingly rendered.
That was probably a 10th of the budget overrun right there.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, and like when it's fully inflated as this enormous, horrible, maggoty thing, like with and the gondola underneath is spiky and cyber evil. It's great. It's like probably the best evil blimp that cinema would see until the Zorin blimp in 1985's View to a Kill.
Have a seat.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not familiar with that blimp.
Oh, that's the James Bond film where the bad guy is Christopher Walken.
Oh,
yeah, and he has the very ahead of his time idea to flood Silicon Valley.
Good.
Which is
he should have gotten away with that.
Exactly. Yeah, like a villain, one of those villains. Every time you watch it, you're like, let him do it. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's also the Bond film with Grace Jones in it, and she is fantastic.
Oh, well.
Yeah. At one point in the castle, when Omar and Stretch are all zonked out, we see that they are watching a hologram music video, which is a mock song. This is our first mock song, and it's this kind of weird quasi-religious song about like the triumph and the triumph of mock. And it's kind of one note, like, you know, lovingly performed by Lou Reed. But it is kind of, it's just kind of there as like a reminder, like, yes, I'm evil, I'm evil, I'm evil.
Yeah, well,
I'm
you know,
evil.
traditionally you have to have a villain song, you know.
Well, this movie has two.
Oh, what was the other one? I'm trying to remember. It's
His personal song, "I Am Mock." My name is Mock. Later on in the film, we have
Yeah,
a
this
whole
is the only
music.
song that I remember because it's very repetitive.
wait. So this is
Yes.
not the. This is not. Wait, which one is the? My name is Mock. Thanks a lot.
That one's later.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, never mind.
That's the
I
Lou
don't.
Reed song.
Oh, I don't remember this song we're talking about.
Well,
Then.
Yeah.
they're both Lou Reed songs.
Well, when
but
was
yeah.
the last time you rocked, Mike?
Oh, no. Am I the only rocker here? Oh no! I'm gonna have to do some heavy lifting.
Well, yeah, I guess Tom, it's all up to you
Some
now.
heavy metal.
Yeah. So yeah, the gang return to ohmTown by just being pushed downhill in their car. Dizzy manages to pilot it into a fountain. We do get to see a lovingly designed cartoon bag lady during the sequence. Like we saw her briefly early on in the film, but I'm glad because like the animators put a lot of work different like accessories and bits and pieces, all of which collapse as the impact of the car hitting the fountain just kind of like denudes her of almost all of her clothing.
That's a fun little gag.
And then transforms her into the shot of Marilyn Monroe standing over the vent.
Yeah, except as this like middle-aged woman in a nightie. They get hassled by the cop because there's only one cop. He's
actually, this cop is my favorite character because Tom, have you read this great new book called Moonflow?
You know what? I know a couple things about Moonflow.
Well, I hear it's tops. I hear it's a really good book that everyone should buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but
anyway, there's a character in Moonflow that looks exactly like this cop.
That's no coincidence.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect. I love it. I'm so glad. That's great. Yeah, he is Officer Quadhole, played by Donnie Burns. And he is like, you know, he is a cartoon incompetent cop, very angry. And they easily outwit him so that they can drive to the cop is just kind of there. He exists. This happens twice.
I do really like the way they animate the cop, though, because they really get on the cop mannerisms. The way he kind of, especially when he goes to like, he pulls out his pad to like write stuff down. The way he kind of like picks up evidence with his pen. He's got this very slow kind of sauntering gait, and when he bends down, you can see like they really captured the way like that a cop bends down. You know, that kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Like, oh, this is big
when
guy.
you've been trained physically, you realize that you're gonna be doing a lot of this, so everything has a way to do it just so you don't throw your back out and make yourself useless in a firefight.
Yeah. He's got a really porcine esprit de corps going on. Yeah. But yeah, that now we're in Act 2. Like, it's kind of like a hard gear shift. We're now in Act 2. The gang are going to find Angel. Angel is taken to New York. Again, New York looks phenomenal. They use all of these like layers of paintings for the establishing shots. Like Angel's being held in this enormous evil megacorp building called Radio City, which is, I mean, like New York basically looks like Manhattan does now, except at night. Like you can really get like the smell of pee and garbage in every shot, which I appreciate as someone who was born in and spends a lot of time in. You really got to get the pee and garbage smell scene, otherwise it doesn't feel authentic.
Oh yeah, you gotta get the pee in the garbage, otherwise what are you doing otherwise?
Best in the world.
Best
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how when people are talking about stuff like like Sex and the City, right? They're like, well.
Right? I just learned that there's a new Sex and the City series.
Why?
Yeah, you may have heard of a show called And Just Like That. Apparently, that is the sequel to Sex and the City.
But they already did 2 films that weren't good. Okay, that's going to be another episode.
My dad likes Sex and the City, and every time I tell people that, they're like, "Oh, is he gay?"
I'm not gonna ask that. I'm gonna ask that. Well, is he a Samantha? Or is he more of a Miranda?
He likes Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm not sure which one she is.
She's Carrie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's the main one who writes. Yeah. But yeah. The Megacorp building is where we finally meet Cinderella. The goon sister. She's a big party girl. She's also on roller skates, and she rescues Angel by being like, "Hey, you want to get out of here? Let's go to a party," and just drags her through the vents. She says, and I wrote this down because this is a beautiful line that I hope to use in my own dating life. Quote, "With your funk and my spunk, we don't need much time to find some real hot."
Nice. We should definitely start saying that.
Yeah.
Well, what was it? I gotta cut out. What was it?
With your hunk and my spunk, or wait, with your spunk and my hunk, we can.
No, not even close.
Okay, well, you say it again. Then.
Your junk in my trunk.
With your junk in my trunk. Put your junk in my trunk, big boy. Yeah. Okay, how's the line go? Say the line. Say the line. Tom, say the line.
With your funk and my spunk, we don't need much time to find some real hot action.
Wait a minute. It should be with your funk and my spunk. Won't take long to find a hunk. That would be best, actually.
Yeah, you know what? We should email them. I'm sure they're still taking notes.
Yeah. Yes. Still around, right? I mean, they'll be fine to get this.
Not doing anything else.
Yeah.
Hi. Hey, Peter Sorter. If you're listening to this, you should to whatever email address a special presentation has.
Yeah, we'll be like, hey, do you take constructive criticism? Anyway, yeah. So they go on. So anyway, they go to the club. They go to
the club. And the club is fantastic. Before we get to the club, we get an important plot point, which is that we get Angel spying through like a grill in the vent on Mark as he is having an angry conversation. Mark is wearing this phenomenal evil scientist outfit. It is so good.
It's very like oh god, was it Johnny Tests Dad, or is Johnny Ghost Dad? You know the guy who's a ghost, Danny Phantom's dad. That's what it is. I was gonna say, you know that cartoon character who's a ghost and he has a dad who's a ghost hunter, like that.
Yeah, he's in like a skin tight red hazmat suit that goes all the way over his head, so there's cowl and hood incorporated into it. He's got like elbow length gloves, and he's got these big chunky goggles like in the like Trent wears in the Nine Inch Nails Closer video, and he is serving, I have to say. If I ever saw someone cosplaying as this version of Mark, I would immediately beg to take their picture. Because it is phenomenal. And so he's been running the numbers. The computer prints out the evil song that Angel will sing in order to door to hell. But the computer says, and Mark is like, nothing can stop me now. And the computer says, actually, you can be stopped. Let me give you a very specifically worded. because it turns out that there is a force that can send the being back by the magic of one voice, one heart, one song. Mark says, magic schmagic, and the computer says, the computer says that no one can defeat him. No one. I wonder why the computer said it like
No one, huh? Well, if I were Mock, I'd be like, clearly I'm unstoppable. I mean, the computer just said that right there. Essentially, the computer just said that, so I'm fine. There's no reason to worry about anything.
Yeah, and we do get a really cool shot of like the actual physical computer, which is not just a big evil computer console, but also appears to be like part of this gigantic, cancerous-looking mega brain.
Yeah, it's nice. I do like that we get all these cool little like details, these little shots of things. They aren't really elaborated on. They're just kind of like almost like color for the film to show us what kind of world we're in. They could have just had a computer. They could have just made a computer, but they went one better.
Yeah, it would have been pretty funny if his evil plans were really dependent on basically an Apple II.
I had one of those.
An Apple II hooked up to an evil cyber brain. Yeah, and like, is that shot in particular, which I think puts this in the unlikely canon of cyberpunk cinema, right next to Blade Runner.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk with Satanism? I don't know.
It could work. It could work. Yeah.
Have you never seen Split Second?
No. What is it?
Split Second rules.
It's so cool. Okay, imagine this. It's the cyberpunk future. Rutger Hauer is a cop on the edge who teams up with a by-the-book partner to hunt down a serial killer who turns out to be literally Satan.
Why would Satan do that?
Well, oh my God! Why wouldn't he? You're like Captain Kirk. Why does God need a starship?
Exactly. So it turns out it's not really Satan then, right?
No, it's Satan. It's Satan. He shoots Satan with a gun.
That's real Penny Andy Piccioni shit for Satan.
Yeah, that's true. But like Rutger Hauer is so fucking so good in this movie, and this is also a movie where his I don't know who plays his partner, but delivers the greatest line reading ever in cinema history. I am still thinking about this line reading to this day. I'm going to say it, even though this is derailing, but I got to say it, okay? So basically, Rutger Hauer is just like, he's a cop on the edge, right? That type of character, right? They're like, and they're all like, Rutger Hauer, you're a loose cannon. We're teaming you up with this really annoying stickler for protocol. And anyway, Rutger Hauer is like razzing this guy, right? And at one point, this guy, he claims like, yes, my girlfriend and I, we have sex every day. And Rutger Hauer is like, yeah, fuck off. You're fucking with me. But later in the movie, Rutger Hauer says to this partner, like, is that true? Like, do you actually have sex with your girlfriend every day? And this guy says, yes, except Sundays. Then we just lie in bed and fool around. And it's such the line, and Rutger Hauer has this look of complete bafflement because and even as the audience, you're like, okay, is this guy like being serious, or is he such a complete like innocent nerd that he thinks this sounds cool to Rutger Hauer and he's just saying it to like be a big man? I cannot tell. The movie never reveals, but just the way he says "we fall around" is the greatest line reading I've ever heard in anything. Anyway,
it's the kind of line that you would get from like Rose from Golden Girls.
Yes, exactly. That is exactly it. Anyway, Rock and Roll, another great film.
Let's talk about before we get to the club, we get to see so the gang have made some because like it's not important. They try to blag their way in with the police car claiming to be Chief Inspector Quaalude. Obviously it doesn't work. The John Wayne voiced guy with a giant bum chin at the border just like completely sees through them, and they end up getting hauled away. But then the next time we see them, they've already been sprung from prison or the holding cell. And they are hanging out at a tattoo parlor. And the tattoo parlor is owned by a woman called Aunt Edie? I think it's Aunt Edith. Edith, that's right, yeah. By Aunt Edith, who it turns out is Dizzy's aunt, or at least a lady that Dizzy knows, and because Dizzy is the only person who's good at anything
Yeah.
So like he becomes like their Shadowrun fixer, you know.
Yeah.
Hooks them up with Aunt Edith, who gives them the skinny and what's going down in New York. And Aunt Edith also has a fantastic design.
Yes.
I really love this woman. She's so cool. She's like this, like like eye patched, chain smoking, middle aged woman in like an orange jumpsuit. She's got like a puffy jacket. She's got an eye patch, but on her other eye she wears like a giant welding monocle.
Yep.
And of course she's got an aviator cap as well.
Yes.
She's so cool, and we see her like doing a tattoo of a mermaid on the back of a man's gigantic head.
Yes, she's great. She's great. We don't see a whole lot of her, but that's fine. Sometimes you leave them wanting more. She's one of the film's again scene stealers.
Yeah, she really is. Yeah. But oh no, it turns out that was a load bearing big-headed bald man, because he is the one that will eventually betray the crew to Mog. And he's got a weird French accent.
Yeah, because he's a sailor.
Because he's a sailor. Oh yeah, he is nautically themed.
Yeah.
He's dressed like a sailor, and he's got not a peg leg, but a harp.
Yeah.
Again, cyberpunk as fuck. That's really cool.
Yes.
He doesn't get to do anything except betray them, because as soon as he calls them in to the goons, Toad remotely disintegrates him through the video phone.
Yeah, pretty.
So you can just do that.
Yeah,
why didn't they do this to Angel's friends? That's
because then the movie would end.
Because Angel's friends didn't pick up the phone. They came in person.
They didn't pick up. You got to pick up the phone.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't you have had someone call them on the phone while they were handling their orbs?
I get. I mean, why would you do such a thing?
The scene missing. Let's just say scene missing. There's a reason that didn't happen. Just like scene missing. We don't know how they got out of jail. Did it is not important. We got to keep this trainer rolling.
Yeah. Always gotta have action. Always gotta have action happening.
Exactly. Yeah. So we find the reason that Aunt Edith is important is because she saw Angel palling around with a lady who had her 1495 special, the Wing and Heart tattoo. And as we have seen from the previous scenes, Cindy has a Wing and Heart tattoo on her ass. How do we know this? Because we see her ass in about 2/3 of the shots she's in.
Yes.
The film loves her physicality.
As well it should.
Yeah. Like when they're crawling through the vents, of course the view is from behind Cindy, so her ass is just in the camera the whole time. We see her like squash and wedge herself through the vents. We even get like a little comedy, like when they're dropping, there's like a cartoon bulge to show where they are in the vent. With Cindy, it's just shaped like a big ass.
Which is funny because her ass isn't really that big, honestly.
It's not, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they animated that bit before they animated the rest of Cindy. I'm not sure.
She does not carry a lot of weight in her ass. She's rather pert down there.
Yeah.
She carries all her weight in her biceps.
Yeah, she's got the same upside down triangle shape as her brothers.
Yeah. They weren't doing which is good. I appreciate they didn't do the they didn't do that like orc thing where they're like, oh yeah, the males are like big and burly and the monsters, and the females are just like hot but green. They were like, no, just make the girls and the boys look the same. I think that's good. I salute rock and roll for gender equality.
I think you're probably the first person in history to say that sentence.
Well, that's because everyone focuses on the relationship between Omar and Angel, which is not progressive. But I mean, if you look at Cindy or Cinderella, I mean, she's a strong, independent woman who's also intelligent. Except not. I guess she's a strong, independent woman who's also a bimbo. You know, but you know what? That's fine because
she's proactive. She uplifts other women.
That's right. And you know what? I think that is a lesson of feminism, that a woman can be whatever she wants. She can be intelligent if she wants, or she can be a big dum-dum if she wants. I support and believe all women. I think it's really great the broads are doing it for themselves. But anyway, Cinderella, she's in the club, right? We're there in the club, and they got to find someone with a tattoo on their ass.
Or rather, Cindy and Angel have gone to the club, and so the boys also go to the club looking for the woman that will turn out as Cindy.
Yeah,
because they know that she's with
ass
Angel. Starring Daniel Craig. So the club itself is, I think, one of the artistic highlights of the film, because this is where what I imagine is every single person on the animation team was told, hey, draw us a rat person. We're going to put them in the film. So you just get these dozens, and it is dozens of different weird lumpy rat people, and a lot of them look like regular humans with button noses, but some of them just look like strange creatures. And they're all at the club, they're drinking, they're dancing, they're partying, they're taking drinks, and the background they've chosen for this club is just flashing colored light. So all of these animation cells, and these are like layers upon layers upon layers of animation laid over just this weird flashing psychedelic abstraction of lights, which I think is a really fun choice for the club. And also a really good way to mean that the people painting the backgrounds don't break their hands.
Yeah. But I mean, it really fits the vibe of this scene, which is being extremely high in an environment where there's a lot of loud music and motion. So because there's this one dude who's going around selling things, uppers and downers and things that will make you go sideways.
Yes. He is also pretty much the only character who has who has like, how do I put this? He's the only character who sounds like he is written to be.
Yeah,
because he does have like a. And I don't know, just an interesting choice they made there. I'm not qualified to speak on it any more than that. But yeah, the scene is there's so much going on in every single frame. And as is classic, as we talked about when we were speaking Henry Zuyu, it has the classic thing where all of the furry men are drawn as like regular schlubs or weird-shaped dudes, but all the women, I believe the phrase I used on our episode, vavavu, because good gracious, there are so many boobs and butts in this sequence.
Well, give the people what they want.
Yeah, and what the people want is like just like full jiggling, like nipples protruding through shirts, kind of bouncing, shaking, dancing. Like, to someone this was very, very,
Yep.
We also get like a brief little fun panic thing where Dizzy sees like a jig belongs to a dude who's like wearing bananas. I don't know. It's just like a brief thing, but it also kind of sticks out because there are very few of that kind of joke in this film.
Did you ever see the Triplets of Belleville?
I love the Triplets of Belleville.
Yeah, he's wearing the exact same banana outfit that the caricature of Josephine Baker is wearing at the beginning of that movie.
Oh, okay.
So,
That makes a bit
so
of
maybe
sense
it's something. Maybe it's something she really did wear in real life. I mean, I don't know anything about Josephine Baker except that the caricature appears in the beginning of the Triples of Belleville.
Yeah, but yeah, like if you must, like if anyone in the audience hasn't exhausted, do yourself a favor, just go and watch the club scene, because if you pause on any frame, you'll see something cool or weird looking. And yeah, like I love it. I love it. I love it. It's such a great showcase of all the different like ambitious character designs. Everyone's done. Like it's so much effort put into making the.
Oh,
And
I like the
speaking of-
guy. I noticed this when I watched it, but I forgot about the guy who was like literally snorting the sand out of an hourglass.
Yes, yeah, he's snorting the sand out of an hourglass with two nose straws. There's a guy in the background who has moose antlers. He has a bubble hat, or a toque, as they would say up here in Canada, and a big puffy winter coat with a Canadian. Because Nelvana are a Canadian company. To know,
Say it's Nelvana
Canadian
himself.
company. There you go. That's Ian Nelvana.
There's no more Canadian name than Ian.
But yeah, it's great.
Yeah, there he is.
You get all sorts of wacky hijinks. And of course, while the boys are trying to scope out tattoo, they're like, like lifting people's dresses up, and they're like peering down their tops. And because we want some cartoon hijinks, it's like Dizzy is underneath the table, or like lift it. She thinks it's the guy sat next to her, and so she slaps him. Haha. Right? Like that happens a few times. Like what the only important thing that happens in the scene, Stretch finally meets Cindy ass first. By which I mean Stretch gets slid across the dance floor and lands with his nose like imprinted on Cindy's arm. In case you forgot, this film isn't for kids.
And they're really trying to play up the enormousness of Cindy's ass, but it's not there. I mean, I didn't recognize it as Cindy at all.
It would be enormous on any woman that was not 400 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. So yeah, the connection is made. Great, cool.
How often do you meet a girl who looks like the Tick?
Yeah. Oh, and we didn't mention, this is the scene with the Earth, Wind, and Fire song.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is Dance, Dance, Dance by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And it sounds like... It's like if you just got a band to come up with, hey, play an Earth, Wind, and Fire song that you haven't heard before. This is that song. It is a prototypical Earth, Wind, and Fire song. It's got the groove, it's got the funk, it's got the bounce. It feels a little bit retro for being in this, cyber dystopian Club 666 setting, but the crowd are loving it.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I dig it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And also, it is followed, because we get two songs in the club. The other song is a song called Hot Dogs and Sushi, which is like a weird, like, no way kind of lady, like female vocals, like punky kind of song, which is performed by Melanie Brown. Do either of you know who Melanie Brown is?
No.
So Melanie Brown is a musician who was also the wife of Clive A. Smith, one of the founders of Nelvana. Like I said, we've got a power couple here. So like Melanie Brown's career is actually pretty interesting, because she was a voice actor in a lot of Nelvana stuff, as you might imagine. Like she was in she was in Star Wars Ewoks. She was in Inspector Gadget. She was in the Care Bears. She was in Strawberry Shortcake. But later on in her career, she reinvented herself in the 2000s as Melee Fresh, a dance music vocal performer. Most notably, I think, at least most popularly, she did a bunch of songs with Deadmau5.
Oh,
Like Hey Baby and Attention Whore, and she now basically just works exclusively in the music industry, in dance music. And to think, it all started with, like the Edison twins and rock and roll.
well,
And she was the voice of the cute chick in the BC Christmas special.
Oh, wow. So she's got, pedigree.
Yep. With us,
Yeah.
at least.
Exactly.
Well, good. I'm glad. I'm glad she went on to do things.
Yeah, me too. This is where I'm going to step away and swap some fluids. Would you like me to pause my recording or not?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, back in 1 minute.
Okay. There will now be a 1-minute intermission. Let's talk about good and evil, boys and girls.
Well, good. Well, good is evil. Evil lives so backwards, and we do want to do that.
Oh, wow.
Makes you think. I mean,
Big guns for peace.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think that Mock has the Mock is a good philosophy in this show. I think that I don't give him enough credit.
Are we going to be canceled for saying that?
Well, I like that Mock has to. Not only is he their boss, he also has to be their therapist and counselor to his minions. He's like, oh, great, my minions are having a moral crisis. Now I got to explain to them this whole thing, why we got to be evil. It's a lot of villains wouldn't take that time. A lot of villains are just like, you know what? Oh, you're questioning things. I'm gonna drop you in the pit or something. But Mock is, I feel like he's more than a boss to these guys. He's almost like a
Basically
dad.
a surrogate dad. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think he actually is their dad? It's never really established. But
that would be. I mean, yeah, they don't actually say where these brothers come from, and there's not much of a family resemblance. But I'm gonna make it my headcanon that these are his unacknowledged sons and daughter.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, just imagine they take after their mom,
Yes.
Because it makes sense because who, usually with the case of villains, it's always like who would actually work for these guys, but if it's a family relationship, it kind of starts to all fit into place,
I'm back. Hi.
Hi.
Well, we thought we were gonna stay quiet, but we ended up starting to talk about the movie again. So
No, that's fine. What did I miss?
Okay. We decided that the roller skating brothers are actually Mock's unacknowledged sons, because that would explain a lot of the relationship between the two of them, and why he has to basically be their camp counselor and explain why it's good to do evil.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, I just realized how long we've been going, so I'm going to pick up the pace with the plot.
Yeah, please. I got that stuff to do.
I'm sorry. Okay, so, after discovering this is where
all works out, the end.
Yeah. After discovering this is where Angel is, Omar goes searching for her. No, he finds Mark, and Angel's with her. Angel's with him, but it's not actually Angel. It's an emaciated-looking lady called What's-Her-Face who's wearing a mask.
Another great character that just does a walk-on role.
Oh, this must be the mother.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh no,
It's a family affair.
Yeah. So Mark captures the boys, puts them in a giant Edison ball, an evil pink torture orb, where they get hella brainwashed. And of course, if Angel doesn't sing, then the boys will fry, as Mark said. So yeah. So now they've been properly brainwashed. I guess the original Edison balls didn't do the trade, but now they've been properly brainwashed. They get kicked off back to ohmTown. Where they end up performing as Omar and the Daycare, doing like a little cheery number called Om Sweet Home, which is also performed by Trick. Which is just like this sort of brain dead pop song, like cheery, empty headed. They've been brainwashed, and so they're dumb and nice. And then
I don't think you should have to be brainwashed to be dumb and nice. I think there are people who are just naturally dumb and nice too.
yeah, but an Edison ball can help.
Yeah. Plus, it's harder if they're brainwashed.
Yeah.
They do this for the eyes and everything,
Yeah. At one point, Angel tells Mark, "You're totally crazy," and he's like, "Thank you." Classic villain move. You love it.
Thank you.
We love it. We love it. Yeah.
So then, like, the movie kind of goes into fun because we get this promised concert with Mock performing at Carnegie Hall. But then the concert already happened, except it was a total disaster because there was a power surge and he blew up Carnegie Hall.
Oops.
We get a fun little news broadcast.
Practice.
Exactly. Yeah. We get a news broadcast with a there's a long-haired cat lady who's one of the box pops they take. There are some people selling some I survived the concerts. And the computer says that it was the being that controlled destroyed Carnegie Hall. But the computer doesn't say Carnegie. The computer says Carnegie.
Carnegie.
That's how they say it in Canada.
No, that's what happens when you ask the AI to transcribe your podcast.
So it turns out Nuke York doesn't have enough power to summon Satan.
Oh,
to summon the being. But it turns out that ohmTown does because of its big power plant.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, and also that's Mock's hometown. How convenient. Even more convenient. And Mock says, I will raise this demon, I will not fail again. Its power will be mine. Just in case you forgot that he was the baddie. And this is where we get his villain. My name is Mock. Thanks a lot. Performed by Lou Reed. It has the recurring lyric, I'm the biggest thing since World War III. How do you guys feel about this, like, central villain song number?
Ethan?
Okay, at the during the expository making of story, they talked to Lou Reed and he said, I was really happy that the animation turned out to be as good as my song. And it was like, yeah, wow. way to sell it, Lou. It was like, yeah, I wrote this on the way here, and yeah, it came out about right.
Yeah, Mike, what about you?
I love it. I think that it's great that I think it's a pretty good song. It's catchy. It communicates what it needs to communicate. The fact that his name is Mock, and he's really polite about it. He's like, he wants you to know, thanks a lot. Thanks for remembering that my name is Mock. You think I'm cool, but in fact I am hot. And it's like, he's like a Pop-Tart, so cool is hot, so hot he's cool.
Yeah, make sure to leave him a couple of minutes after you take him out.
Yeah, I really like this. I think that also all the like weird kind of isometric glowy red cyborg ladies in the chorus or whatever those are.
Yeah, they're like three identical long-legged ladies.
Yeah, they're
and they're the backing. And they sound bored out of their skulls.
They remind me a bit of, like, in the what is it, the Muppet movie, the new one, where Tex Richmond like brings out these like showgirls for his number, and then they just walk back into the room and just like pull out cigarettes and start smoking.
Yes, yeah, it's pretty good. I think, and this may get me some angry emails, but I welcome them. I think this is the worst part.
Why would you say such a thing?
I would say such a thing because the song, because like this is like the big villain number, but it's so low energy. Like Lou Reed's performance sounds really. I'm not gonna say phoned in because like Lou Reed can do like good like low key emotional performance, right?
Yeah.
But this mostly this feels like it was either a first or a 17th take. And it feels like he's just trying to get it down on wax so that he can leave. And also like I said, the backup singers kind of really dull. The lyrics have maybe 2 interesting things total. Like the biggest thing since World War III, that's a great line. I love that. But the rest of it is just doesn't really go anywhere. And also this is the only part of the film, I think, that has conspicuously reused animation.
Oh, huh.
Oh yeah.
Like,
He uses the same shot of the cyborg girls over and over and over.
Yeah, same shot of the girls, same shot of him like pushing the blue glowy stick into his own finger, same shot of him walking towards the camera. And like, yeah.
Do we also at the end when he's tumbling into the Doctor Who tunnel? Is that the same? Is that the same animation we get of his demise?
I don't think it is quite that. No.
Okay.
But so like,
more like a call forward.
Yeah, like they're like reused within the music video. And again, if you're making an animated music video or a music video in general, repeated images is pretty like that's par for the course, right? That happens all the time. But in a film where everything else is so dynamic and everything else is constantly bombarding you with new imagery, which it is, right? Like this is like for all of its flaws, this film is really maximalist in how much it wants you, the audience, to receive, especially visually. And to have like the gap between the second and the third act be taken up by 3 minutes of "My name is Mark, thanks a lot."
Yeah,
right?
I don't think I like maximalism. Every time we do something that's maximalist, I kind of bounce off of it. So I guess I'm a Predacon.
Well,
that explains so much about the last few years of the podcast.
So, some people just don't like the spectacle of the gays, not me.
Gaze.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I like when I go to a movie, I enjoy a feast for the eyes. I want a whole bunch of crazy shit up on the screen. I want it blasting I want to be blasted in the ass by just all the things, all the sights and sounds that the modern cinema can spit out, can regurgitate in my mouth.
Then you'll enjoy the new book, Pounded in the Butt by Maximalism in the Modern Cinema.
For legal reasons, I can't comment on on my feelings about Pounded in the Butt by Maximilian Cinema.
Maximilian J. Cinema, the inventor of movies.
Yeah.
He's actually Ian Malvana's cousin. Yeah.
Anyway,
we get back to anything else happening, which is which is where we get. So Mark wakes up from the terrible nightmare of his own theme.
Yeah. And now we get the best part of the movie.
We get the best part of the movie, which is Zip wearing a little hat with cow horns on, is watching the Uncle Mikey show. Ethan, you sound really excited to talk about Uncle Mikey.
I love Uncle Mikey. Uncle Mikey feels like okay, enough of this Nelvana shit. Let's get Mike Judge circa the 80s to do part of this movie.
Yeah. It feels like they shoved, and I mean this entirely positively. It feels like they went to the local film school and grabbed a couple of animation undergrads and said, "Hey, make us an educational show, but make it wacky." Because this does have the vibe of a no budget like final year project for an animation student.
It's so liquid television. I love this aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's scratchy. It's ugly. It's like the animation's very limited. But also,
and yet it's very original. Yeah, when you see the chase scene in the cartoon that happens, there are two very different like run cycles happening.
Yeah, it's great fun, and all of this is to teach Zip and the other children watching that there is a difference between good and evil, which Zip is having a hard time with, and he even hey boss, can you tell the difference between good or evil? And Mark gives him like this total nothing response, which I wrote down because it's garbage, and it's just him saying, "Remember, Zip, evil spelled backwards is live, and we all want to do that."
We all want to live backwards?
Yeah. I think it's a great response if you are an evil parent and your child suddenly comes to you with some embarrassing questions and you really just want to deflect. You're like, oh, you know what? Why don't you go ask your mother? Oh, okay, yeah.
And Mark is like high as balls during this scene. Like, he's been smoking some future something. The way that he closes the is to tell Zip very angrily that there is no Santa, no Tooth Fairy, and no Uncle Mikey. And this is the point where Zip truly abandons Mark in his heart. Because he's devastated, you know? Like, he's not just learning about Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy, but also Uncle Mikey. Too much. I just realized
that the hat he's wearing with the horns is reflective of how one of the main characters on the Uncle Mikey show is a cow. But he's a big Uncle Mikey head.
Oh, yeah. Like, Zip loves this show.
So, in the context of this being yet another retelling of Genesis, Uncle Mikey is Jesus.
Is Jesus in Genesis?
Well, I mean, God is Jesus, right?
I think that's outside of the scope of my expertise for this podcast.
I've been told that they are two different people, and yet they are the same person. But
that's Trinity. You know, it's a Holy Trinity. It's God is three.
Oh, like in the Matrix.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Do you guys not know about the Holy Trinity? Do you all not understand Pleroma? Am I the only one here who went to Catholics, who went to CCD?
Sorry, I was too busy rocking.
Hoisted by my own petard.
Also shout out in this scene. So Mark is wearing a skirt with a giant collar, but it is open to the waist, and we can see that he appears to have only abs, and they go down all the way from his neck to his.
Yeah, that was pretty hilarious.
This man has a 12-pack. This man is shredded.
This man is a keyboard that achieved sapience.
Yeah. So we get to like the peak emotional scene between Angel and Mark, because she like is trying to seduce him to like save the world, because she knows his evil scheme is to end the world by summoning Satan. Mm-hmm. So she's like, what if we just focus on us? We could get away together. And he says, Fiji, Disneyland, Fantasy Island. But of course, he doesn't want it. He wants ultimate power, and she is not cattle. She is merely the special voice. She is the Armageddon. And so he throws a big tantrum, tells his goons to drug her, and he says, quote, "Drug the girl and plug her into the circuit board," which again, cyberpunk as fuck. You love it. So what this means is that Angel, after like leveraging the ability to sing against Mark, now no longer has the ability, and so she is completely disempowered for the climax of the movie, which allows finally Omar and the gang to do anything to save her. Which is not great in terms of storytelling. Again, this is one of those things where scene missing.
Yeah, it should also be noted that at this point, Cinderella has completely disappeared.
Yeah, Cindy's disappeared. Cindy is no longer a fact.
Which is
Um,
strange because I remembered seeing this before and remembered some sort of like really ignominious fate for her, like, getting left for dead at the club, but that didn't happen. So
no, and like she doesn't get eaten by the beast or anything.
no,
Um, yeah,
she's just not there.
Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. It's all fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut to the club where we started the movie. Omar and the daycares are performing cheery night. Meanwhile, Angel is at the power plant. The concert has Angel singing, wearing like an evil shock collar that's directly wired to the soundboard, and the soundboard is a giant evil bat UFO that Mock is astride as if he is piloting he's like the Green Goblin. If the Green Goblin had a soundboard installed in his glider.
It looks like a vehicle that evolved from the torture device that Duran Duran put Barbarella into.
Yes, it is. It is. You know what? That might have been a direct reference. I'm not sure. There's no way that didn't want.
Also, this outfit that Mock is wearing in this shot, I was delighted by it because I was like, hey, he's dressed like High Q. And I know you don't know who High Q is, so
I don't.
So here is High Q is a character from Transformers who was charged with building a new body for Optimus Prime when his brain was put on a chip.
Yeah, that is.
He looks exactly like.
That is almost exactly the same guy. Yeah. The only difference is that Mock has a big pair of cans, as they say in the industry, some giant chunky cyber headphones, and instead of a keyboard, he's got glowy tubes, which he like bats at with his hands, like the Blue Man Group. but yeah, he's orchestrating this whole thing. He is making Angel sing, and that is starting to summon the devil. They need more power. They engage more power. The fact that they are engaging more power causes a power surge throughout ohmTown, which blows all the lights and, through electric shock, breaks the brainwashing of our boys.
Oh, how convenient.
Yeah, Omar is back to being a whiny little snot. Yeah. And like they meet the cop again, and then they just have his car again. Scene missing.
Yeah, they grab his car because you know what? This is the Dizzy movie. Dizzy, just accomplishes everything while you're not looking. He gets them, he gets in the car, they drive, he gets them out of prison with the help of his mom or whoever that was. So
his Aunt Edith, yeah.
He is, it is Disney's movie, and Omar is more like, oh, I don't know, he's like Zap Rousdower.
Yeah, so we are in the climax of the film. The music starts out very gentle and groovy, like a resting Zeppelin. And then, and like Angel singing over the top, and the beast appears. And the beast looks so fucking cool and evil. I love it.
It's the walking spaghetti monster.
It's so lumpy and like amorphous, and like as it rises from the portal, is shaped like a 5-pointed star. It doesn't look like anything else that's been, there's like any other living thing in the film. It has its own style of like painting and shading on it that makes it all look really icky and uncanny. And this all happens set to the Iggy Pop song from the film, which is called Pain and Suffering. As Iggy Pop says in the making of behind the scenes thing, he was just thinking of like, what words do I want to put in this song? Pain and suffering. Yeah. And it's
I really like how this monster that they summon is very much a final boss. It's able to like literally spit projectiles and summon other enemies.
Yeah.
It needs a life bar to appear.
It really does, yeah. And it's like got all these weird, lumpy, like limbs that can just like sprout from its greater mass. Mock shouts, "Destroy them all!" Which he's the baddie, so that makes sense. And yeah, it's like this horrible flesh pillar with a big mouth, a bunch of different tongues. So like when the boys arrive, and this might have been me like just like glancing away at the wrong second, but it looks like the beast eats Dizzy and Stretch. And I don't know if it eats Dizzy and Stretch or if it eats like just like some randos from the crowd. But if it is Dizzy and Stretch that get eaten, then they come back later. It's no big deal.
Yeah, they're fine.
There's well, let's I'm
oh wait,
try and get a
no,
look at the
no, I am wrong. It is not Dizzy and Stretch. It's just some randos from the crowd.
Okay.
So they're just dead.
Yeah, they don't have to come back. Who cares?
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. And yeah, so so Angel is like chained up to the. Angel is chained up like Andromeda. And is being sacrificed to the beast or whatever. But luckily, who should jump in but Omar with a big old rockstar scream. Comes in, swings his guitar to break the cuffs that are holding Angel down, and then trying to fight the beast off. He can't do anything. Luckily, who should come in and save the day at the 11th and rescue Omar from being beasted? But the emotional core of the film, the roller skating Schlepper brother himself, Zip.
Oh, good. I'm really glad that we got a payoff to his emotional arc.
We do, and we even get a tearful scene where he's like, and Toad's like, "Why'd you do it?" And Zip's like, "For Uncle Mikey and us, Toad. We ain't evil, are we?" And Toad's like, "Don't worry about that right now."
And we get
But
the
of course-
symbolic shot of
Yeah.
Zip's death is communicated by the last spinning wheel on his roller skate stopping, and he's got an Uncle Mikey sticker on the sole of his roller skate.
Yeah, it's like genuine pathos in a film which has had no pathos. Yeah, and of course, this is too much for Toad, and so eventually he will take his terrible revenge on Mark, but not before Omar and Angel finally have a moment. Angel decides, well, if I sung the beast up, I can sing it back. So she goes over to sing at it, and it looks like it's not going to work. But then, Omar joins her, and instead of stealing the spotlight from her, he's hold on, let me check my notes here. He's sharing the spotlight.
What?
He's collaborating with her. What?
Wow, well, it looks like he's finally learned an important lesson.
Wow.
Yeah. Being almost killed by an interdimensional hell beast has given him a shred of empathy.
It would be,
maybe that's what it
I would
takes
love
for
to
some
think
people.
that, right after this is over, that she would be like, "This is what it takes. I'm breaking up with you right now."
Yeah, and so they do a lovely duet on the song that's been recurring here and there throughout, which becomes "Let Love Through," and it is, I think, a really cool climactic moment for them. It's where like everything comes together, right? Like we are defeating Satan with the power of love and the both at the same time. And they do it. They sing Satan back into the ground. And Mark is very upset by this, but he doesn't have time to complete being because Toad is there to get revenge for his slain brother and just picks up Mark and throws him off the platform. Just like Vader throwing the Emperor down the big chute in Return of the Jedi, which came out the same year as this.
Mm-hmm.
Unrelatedly, obviously, but and Mark, before he finally succumbs to the Hell Tube and dies, he says, "The magic of one heart, one song, but there is no one," just in case you didn't get it.
Right.
So Beast is
Big
Beast is
I
dead.
am no man energy.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Yeah, I, Mark, will only surrender when the foes walk to my castle. Uh-oh. Yeah, and so Mark's dead. The beast is gone. The crowd goes. Omar and Angel are apparently still mic'd up fine to complete the concert. And not only that, but the storm ends. ohmTown has existed under like a recent thunderstorm as part of its power plant thing, but now that the energy has been sapped by the beast ? The storms are over, and like as the camera pans up, we see a rainbow, and that's it. That's all you get. That's the end. They won. They saved the day. Everything's
Yep.
that was rock and roll. So Ethan, as we discussed over an hour ago, a lot does happen in this film. It's all about the execution, you know?
Oh shit! I didn't realize Catherine O'Hara was in this.
Yeah. Catherine O'Hara plays Aunt Edie.
Did we talk about that earlier? I don't know. I think a lot of this podcast slid off of me like the movie.
Yeah, we definitely talked about Aunt Edith, the cool tattoo artist.
Right. But I don't remember whether we mentioned the actress. It was whether we
my
mentioned
mistake,
that
yes.
it was Malicious doing the voice.
Yes. Catherine O'Hara is fantastic. We also didn't mention that Maurice is the extremely French sailor man. So that's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, what have we learned from Rock and Roll just as a film experience?
Well, I like that the day was saved by the power of rock and roll. I always like when that happens in a movie. I think it's
Same.
great.
Unironically, I love it. The power of love and the power of music, like they always get me, as cheesy as they are. And a movie that combines them both, well,
Yeah.
obviously, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they did that in Devil and Daniel Mouse as well. Although, actually, I don't think they say. As a kid, I always thought that he was saved by the power of rock and roll, but as an adult, it's like, oh yeah, no, he did, didn't he? He said he didn't actually. He did just sing a song, and everyone's like, we like it so much that we're gonna let you go. That's great. That's why the greatest movies ever made are Rock and Roll, Devil and Daniel Mouse, and the SpongeBob movie.
And of course the movie that beat this movie to everything.
What's that?
Oh, haven't you ever heard of The Apple?
Oh yeah, The Apple.
The Apple it's basically this exact movie beat for beat, but in live action.
Yes.
Somehow both more and less weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly,
very different
I love
vibes.
The Apple on an unironic level, even though I discovered it through Riff Tracks. I feel like, if you picked and chose parts from both this and The Apple, you would have a truly fantastic movie.
Yeah, it would still be very hard to follow.
Yes, I mean, it was just part of the zeitgeist. Like, everybody wants to see the Book of Genesis in disco format.
Yeah.
And
this is, So, I still really, really enjoy this film. It is one of those catastrophically flawed gems where, like, all of the connective tissue is there, but it's very hard to see. Like, and the thing is that there's no way to market this, right? Like zooming out a bit, right? This film didn't just do badly at the box office. This film, on a budget of $8 million, grossed just over $30,000. Is
that good?
It's a smaller number than 8 million. Not what. Right. So
this is a legendary loser at the box office. This is right up there with the Oogie Loves.
It is, yeah. Like numerically as well, it is right up there. It did so badly that they didn't even commercially release the soundtrack. You can only get the soundtrack for the film through bootlegs.
Wow.
Right? And this is a film where the soundtrack is like one of, if not the main selling point, right? People want to hear Lou Reed, they want to hear Cheap, want to hear Debbie Harry, they want to hear Earth, Wind, and they're fine with hearing Melanie Brown.
Bad Melanie Brown.
bad Melanie Brown, exactly. But yeah, nobody saw this. The critics seemed to have enjoyed it, but as you can see from the trailer is included on archive.dump, so you can just easily find it. The trailer does its best to make the movie look cool and fun, but also this is one of those films, and I love a lot of films like where one of the recurring questions in the back of my head is, who is this for? Especially with the American version, because the American cuts out a lot of like bad language from the Canadian version, and like kind of like dumbs it down a bit setting wise with the the explanation for why we're in the distant future with animal people. So clearly, somebody at MGM assumed this would have a younger audience than it does.
Well, I mean, who is rock and roll aimed at? Is it aimed at the older folks or the younger folks?
Yeah, but also the younger folks, are their parents going to want them going to see a movie with so many like jiggling animated boobs and Satan?
So it really was a movie for nobody.
Kind of, yeah. Like again, it's a movie for not maybe not a movie for nobody, because
then again, the jiggling boobs and animated Satan do appeal to the kids, but the kids are not the ones buying the ticket. So
yeah, and they're certainly not the ones being allowed to rent the VHS. This is in the pantheon of the pantheon of movies only really for animation perverts at this point.
Yeah, very much so.
I mean, like this came out the same year as like Fire and Ice, right? Like Fire and Ice also like really ambitious, but Fire and Ice is mostly just very boring, whereas this has way too much going on. But again, like adult oriented animations, lots of rotoscoping, lots of beautiful painted backgrounds and so on. But also Fire and Ice didn't really find its audience either. And I think Rock and Roll has a lot more going for it. And I think, especially in the last few years, Rock and Roll has maybe not reevaluated, but has secured its place as a cult classic among like animation weirdos and primordial texts of furry. But yeah, it's difficult to see how they could have sold this back in the day.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes, is it really important whether it made money? Because the important thing here is that they were telling a story about the importance of rock and/or roll, and
rock and/or rule.
Yeah, rock and/or roll. It's a great title because it tells you exactly what the movie's going to be right there.
That's probably why outside the U.S. it is called Ring of Power, which tells you even less about what it's going to be. There isn't even a ring in it.
I don't like that at all. Ring of Power?
Ring of Power?
That's...
I think they were trying to make you think that this was another Lord of the Rings movie.
No idea. But yeah, wow. So a couple more stray thoughts I have about Rock and Roll. And again, this is something I only noticed on because I am brain damaged. And the one thing that I like is that a lot of the lyrics to Angel's Song, which becomes Let Love Through, actually reflect Mock himself, right? So, I'm just going to quote you some lyrics here. Now I only set the stage focus lights on me. I make sure the power's on the scenery. What will the signal be for your eyes to see me? Watching offside as I wait. I will still set the stage, send my thoughts to you. I'm receiving every wave that sends through. It is about, from a certain perspective, it could be about like serenading the beast and/or his audience, right? He wants to be loved. He is waiting to hear the return signal. He has spent his career sending out his art, his soul, his life to the masses. and he wants to feel that signal being returned to him. This is probably not even close to what Debbie Harry was thinking when she, I assume, wrote. But
well, now I'm wondering if maybe the songs came first and they actually derived the plot from them.
I mean, that could happen. Like we mentioned earlier, they were already animated to fit into the plot, right? Like it cannot be overstated how much this production was and how astonishing it is that it even got properly finished. It feels like, and I don't know if there is one, but it feels like there should be a sort of like Sweatbox or what's that documentary about the thief and the cobbler?
The Sweatbox, is that what it's called, or is that
no?
Sweatbox
is
for the Emperor's New Groove,
Emperor's
right?
New Groove one, yeah.
Yeah.
But it feels like there is a much longer and more fraught story here about the developing relationships between the filmmakers and the crew and the studios and the marketing.
Well, now I wish that there was a sequel to Rock and Rule, but it was an animated retelling of the making of Rock and Rule itself.
Yeah, so
there would still be mutants.
Let's get the Has-Been Hotel people on.
Yeah. I mean,
get
the Has-Been Hotel people. They can draw weird mutant-looking characters, and then when we have an American, they're just normal humans.
Yeah, and they love the devil.
Yeah, they love the devil. They want you to worship the devil for real. No joking.
The extremely sexy, problematic devil. Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty hot.
Yeah, Rock and Roll is like it is a bottomless rabbit hole. Every time I watch it, I know, like I said, I do kind of wish that I could get like a reproduction poster of like one of the mock concert posters, because they are pretty cool, or maybe an I Survived the Mock Concert shirt. But also that would be one of those shirts that just raises more questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose we should start wrapping up our Rock and Rule thoughts before we end up spiraling into the pentagram portal.
Well, I think I am a big fan of Rock and Roll. I like it. It's a vibe-based movie. Lots of stuff happening. Music. It looks cool. It's cool. It's very cool. It's got really cool. Airbrush on the side of a van. I love it. Go watch it. Go watch it. Watch Rock and Roll. It rules and rocks.
Yeah. It rules fun. It rules and rocks.
I think it just rocks.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, speaking of rocket, we didn't even mention. So obviously we talked about like the songs on the score. The score is really something. It is this beautiful, moody, very cyber dystopian vibe that is really powerful throughout. So yeah, you don't remember any of the score? That's
no
fine. That's okay. But yeah, it's cool. I like it a lot, and they were really pushing the envelope with all this stuff, and its cult following is testament to the fact that they succeeded, but not for the public.
Yeah. You know what? It's unique. It's definitely some. Sometimes you can make shitty pap that pleases an audience, and it'll make a lot of money and then be forgotten. Or you can make just a bizarre piece of wackadoodle nonsense that only the smarties. You have to have a double-digit IQ to understand this movie, So it's for a high intellectual sort, and that's going to withstand the test of time. People will be talking about rock and roll for possibly months to come, months. You know, so I am really, I think that they really did something here.
Tick, tick, tick.
But yeah, thank you guys for letting me inflict this on you again. I'm always happy to rewatch this. You know what? It is likely that there will be some people in your audience who have never experienced rock and roll, and hopefully, as a result of this episode existing, they have now experienced rock and roll. If that's true, then my work is done.
A lot of listeners will say, I'll ask, oh, did you listen to this episode? And they'll be like, no, I didn't listen because I've never seen that. A lot of people only engage with something when it's based on something they've already seen and have opinions on. So I would like to encourage people, no, listen to the episodes we record that are about things you haven't heard, please.
Yeah. Or, watch the thing that we talk about and then listen to the episode. I don't know.
That's why we go out of our way to do things that are free to the public.
Yeah, it's like we're doing a public service here, You could meet us halfway, you fucking ingrates. Jeez. All these lazy bums.
So you can find Rock and Roll on YouTube for free. You can also find us on archive.org, the American and the...
And where can we find you for free?
You can find me for free, part of a podcast, a long-running podcast, which Mike here has been a guest on 3 times now, very welcomely. We are called Flash in the Pan. It is a podcast about the animation that fueled the early internet, is our tagline. So we talk about Flash animation, early aughts, internet culture, the amateurs, the professionals, the huge hits like your Salad Fingers or your Charlie the Unicorn or your Eddsworld, but also the weird stuff that never went anywhere. The forgotten. Newgrounds, Albino Black Sheep, Keen Tunes, Jib Jab, all of the weird cartoon ephemera that I grew up with on the computer definitely annoyed my family with, because I was watching on the family computer, and they didn't want to hear, and they definitely didn't want to hear Strong Bad yet again. But yeah, we've also covered a good number of things that are relevant for your podcast as well, because there are plenty of Flash cartoons on webcomic.
Yes, we did in fact do an episode about the There She Is series.
Yes,
which I know you've covered.
We have. We've talked extensively about There She Is, which is fantastic and beautiful, and I think more coherent than a Rock and Roll, but also has some very good music.
If Rock and Roll had been, had as much heart going on as There She Is, it would be a much better movie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we forget about Zip? The precious boy.
Well, there is Zip. There is Zip and Uncle Mikey. So I mean, once we get that Uncle Mikey spin-off, if we could get Uncle Mikey and get Stephen Ouimet to do his voice, it'd be fantastic.
That would be fantastic. But yeah, Flash in the Pan. It's a really fun show. We have a lot of fun with it. It's comedy, but also we actually do the research and look at, okay, this person who made this viral internet cartoon in 2000, where are they now? And sometimes the stories are really cool, and sometimes really weird. So yeah, you can find us on flashinthepancast.com, Patreon /FlashInThePan. We're also on Blue Sky, which is at Flash IT Pancast or Flash It Pancast. And yeah, we're on every podcatcher you can imagine, except on Spotify. One of our episodes, episode 36, no longer exists because of a copyright strike. But just that one, which is very strange.
How strange.
Everyone go and listen to Flash in the Pan. My illustrious co-host, Alexandra Valentine, the punk musician. She is the other half of it, and she is fantastic. And check it out. I'm also going to use this platform to promote Alex's album, Sorry, which is really fun, garage punk about being anxious and trans. Also, a friend of the show and pastime guest Alicia E. Goranson, who is making some really excellent writings and recordings and audio dramas. Put out the really cool series Brittle Tourniquet, which is about a trans ex-supervillain who gets involved in trying to defeat an and also the really very exciting upcoming series Vampire the Masquerade Blood Doll, which I don't know if I'm breaking embargo on that, but it's coming very, very soon, and it's going to be really cool, and I have a tiny role, so yay.
Yay!
Nice.
Yay! But yeah, that's me. If you wanna see my posts for whatever reason, that's Blue Sky, and I am Gertrude Perkins. That's Gertrude P-R-K-N-S. But the podcast is more important.
RKNS, not PER.
No, because when I first got a Twitter account a decade ago, the regular Gertrude Perkins was taken.
Oh, okay.
So it's Gertrude P-R-K-N-S.
So
Gertrude
you
Perkins.
deferred to the other Gertrude, assuming that they would follow you to Blue Sky.
You know what? At this point, it's too late. just like it's too late for Rock and Roll to make any money. Oh, we didn't mention this, but Rock and Roll did so badly that it almost made Nelvana as a company.
What saved them?
Inspector Gadget, Strawberry Shortcake, or like the other cartoon series that they were doing, especially in collaboration with other studios.
Because as a kid, I knew them as the Care Bears people, but I'm
Yeah,
sure
well,
they
Care
obviously
Bears
they
came
had a
along
lot
a couple
of
years
original
later.
stuff.
Yeah, and also they did the two animated series for Star Wars. They did Droids and Ewoks.
I do remember those. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were also like successful distributors as well. So Nelvana did recover from Rock and Roll, but only by going hard into like syndicated children's animation series to sell toys.
And that's what the 80s was all about.
It sure was.
Oh, apparently they also made a movie called Voulez-vous coucher avec God?
That is one of the most French-Canadian things I've ever heard.
It tells the story of a bigoted and war-crazed God who sends an angel down to Earth to become president of the United States, leading to chaos.
Huh.
Holy moly.
Okay. Well.
And I was like, is this a short? No, it's 69 minutes long. Wow.
Huh. Well,
that's fascinating. Wow. I don't know how to respond to that.
We summoned the beast. Shit.
That's
Beautiful.
that's for another episode.
Yeah, well, hey, don't worry. If we can sing it up, as long as we sing together.
All right, should we cut there?
Yeah,
I think that's a good
yeah.
place to cut. Okay.
All right, let me do.
Save us the trouble of singing.
Yeah, 1 second.
There
Let
we
me
go.
see.
Whew,
How do
two and a
I?
half.
How,
We got a
Oh, good gracious!
2-hour
Yeah, 2.5
episode
hours.
thing.
That is a lot. Oops.
how do I actually make this stop? 1 second. Stop.
Tuck and roll. All right.